Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wherever you are calling in from in the world, good afternoon. Let's get started. So I'm streaming live and I'm going to be looking at these things first. I've got some questions some people want answered, so I'm going to go through that first of all. See if we can catch an hourly candle. If you are joining this live in our income streams for entrepreneurs group, then welcome. I'll try and explain things in simple terms. I do remember back, mainly I remember back, which is some of the questions I'm going to go through today, the psychological difficulty of feeling you've got the confidence, particularly in binary options trading, where you have to press that button because we're time-based traders, and having the confidence on a live account. So I'm going to go through how you get to that stage, because I realise now how automatic it is to do it, and as long as you stick to your percentages, we're aiming for 70% win rate, then you will be able to grow your account. And it's all about risk management. As Les says, everyone can take 2 successful trades per day, but greed is the killer of any trader, whether you're on Forex or binary options, because, you know, we think, oh, I'll just do one more. But if you stay realistic and think about the percentage returns that you will get from any savings account or bank account, then when you're aiming, and obviously I'm not a professional trader, we're not allowed to give out trades or financial advice or enticement, but if you're aiming for like 5 to 8% a day, that's a huge return. Even 1 or 2% or 3% a day, even if you only trade 3 days a week, like I mostly do now, Tuesdays to Thursdays, you know, compared to anywhere else that you put your money, then it, you know, that's all you need to do. So it is about discipline and learning that psychological control, and you'll get that through applying that through all areas of your life. It is a holistic thing. So you need to continually do the personal development, look at how you live your life, look at your routine, your physical, mental, emotional discipline, and bring all those aspects, because that will help your trading. So you need to apply proper risk management, and we'll go through how you get from demo account through to a live account, have the confidence in your trustyourtrade.com, as Lial calls it, and be able to press that button and then increase the order size, which should always stay in relation to the size of your account, because we do not risk more than 1%, 2%, or 3%, and it's called over leveraging when you do that. Now, there are 2 types of brokers. There's the one where you can roll over, and the one that I'm using at the moment for the live sessions, which is a fixed time-based 3-minute entry. So there are certain components that come together, as well as time of day. The pairs you choose to trade are equally important, and the time on the hour. So I know it sounds repetitive, but if you get all those mechanics in place and work on your psychology and see this as a longer term savings account or growth account to be able to withdraw from to pay your bills, which is the stage I've got to with it. And I also now have this, which is from the IM Academy that I've been in since May 2018. And this is a preloaded debit card. And I use this at the ATM. I've taken cash out, I've paid for my paint, I've paid my electricity bills, which are huge over here because I've been running some apartments, like thousands a year. And this is everything that I have worked for, as well as putting it on some other cards. So it is perfectly possible to get to that stage and to generate these other lines of income, whether you're in a job or not, or for me, virtually a full-time job. I will not be opening those apartments again next summer. You know, I sometimes have a lodger in because I've got a very big house. It's quite nice to have someone else around, but you know, that's the stage I've got to, and you know, it is equally possible. So let's just have a look here. Tuesday the 28th, so it's the same routine. It's the same as if you're going to work. You set your alarm, you get up, you put the clothes on you need to, you have your breakfast, you go off to work, you work certain hours, you have certain breaks, you come home. Your trading routine is no different in terms of mental mindset. You have your goals at work, you know what you've been told to do, you know what your overall goals are, and you work your daily, your weekly, your monthly, your yearly routine. Trading's just the same. So Tuesday the 28th, we have some US dollar red flag news. No figures against it. That's coming up at 4 p.m. my time, which is 3 p.m. UTC +1 if you're watching from the UK. Once we've looked at that, we look at currency strength meter, and the base currency is the first one that we are trading against an exchange rate on the other one. So I'm going to be trading, depending on the payout, Australian dollar versus 5 bars to US dollar. So that means I want to be taking puts or sells on the Australian dollar, and I'll be looking at that for an hourly entry. If I miss that one, or I don't like the look of it, then it'll be the 15 minutes past, then the 30. Those are my two favorites, and then the 45 minutes. So the hourly and the half hourly is what I will be doing today, and I'll be finishing about 45 minutes past the hour, and that'll be me done for today. Apart from coming on this afternoon, if I'm hesitating because we've got some new times coming up, so I think Les might be on this afternoon. So once I've looked at that, and then come over to HourGlass, which is the scanner I like to use. Let me just pin this on so we're not taking up any more of the screen than we have to, but you can see my beautiful face. So AUD/USD on trading view, on the hourly. I've got certain indicators I'm going to go through, as I say, some of the questions in a minute. So you can see it's opened off an hourly line for this new hour at 7.50, which is a very key level. Very big drop there on the 8 a.m, which is close of Tokyo, open of London. And you can see why it's selling and probing down. That's the daily that I've put on, and then the indicator shows the other lines. And at the moment, it's just nudging up from that 7 to 720, 720, 721. There it is. It's just dropped down off that quarter point, which is the psychological line of support and resistance. And then on the half hour, sorry, my computer's a little bit slow. There it is. It's come up to blue buy candle off that daily at 651. So we need this on the half hour. Remember, we're trading right down the rabbit hole, much lower sections. I could see that 200 moving average right on the 750. So I take a note of that, but remember, this is my longer term range, and I'm also looking at how price has come up to that daily. That's why I like this currency pair. It respects major levels so beautifully. On the 15-minute, again, off the line. So I'm looking for a sell because of everything I've just explained, but I'm now zooming down into these lower levels, and I use this thing called key levels here. Evan Cabral's that, and quarter theory are my favorite on this. And I'm just going to, I've taken off the 18 and the 25, which I will go through on the Bollinger Bands, which are like ranges that you'll see in a minute. And that's because of some of the notes I'm going to go through in a minute. So we're just coming up to the hour, so I'm going to come to the 5-minute. And I'm going to look at HourGlass, which is the scanner I like. Now, this isn't in a really very good position for a, oh, it's just coming off a lower line there, the 710, it's just there. Let me look at HourGlass. In your own good time. We're going to miss this now, it's 11. But remember that this is a strong currency pair, one of the Forex majors. So it can shoot on in the same direction like an oil tanker before turning around. We've discussed this many times. So sometimes even taking it dead on the 11, you can find that it goes up for another couple of minutes before coming down. But we know overall what our setup is that we want to be looking at. Sorry, it's just been a bit slow to load. I've noticed they've taken off, I haven't seen it for a while, the dollar strength meter, but not to worry, we've looked at our currency strength meter. So come down to AUD USD, indeed it's 37 as base currency, it's 69, it's giving us a put at 709, put score of 3. Now you can see that it is, we've got the moving average, the 200 as red. It's come up above our midline on these Bollinger Bands, and it's just dropping through them. So it was at the quarter to the hour, it was at the peak. So it called it at 709 and it's dropped quite rapidly. So because I was talking, I've missed this one. It came off this line here. There's that 711 line. So I'm not going to enter this unless it pops back up. So I'll just look on the 1 minute. Did have a little wick on that green one there. But it's, I think I've missed, and you can see the Bollinger Bands, how much they've tightened, although I'm down on the 1 minute. So my next trade, I'm going to go through some of those questions someone's posted in the team training, then come back to the 5 minute. So I've missed this little move. I wasn't too keen on it. I would have preferred it up there, but as I say, it hit it on the previous hour, which would be 9 AM UK time, and then it's carried on this downward trend. So if we look on the hourly, just so you can see the perspective. And I know if you're new and watching this on the live stream, it can look a bit daunting, but it's all patterns and learning certain lines and levels. And you can see how this currency pair, this white line is a daily, how it respects these levels. And then what we're looking at, as I explained at the beginning, is the time of day that we trade, the green being Tokyo, yellow London, and blue New York. This is why we wait for UK time, the 10 AM candle when Tokyo's finished. And you know that's at 8 AM there, just where you've got the crossover. So a big downward green sell or put in our terms, in binary put candle there. So if we look, and I'm on the hourly, these stronger long-term time frames, and you look at this daily white line, you can see how price has over many days come up to that level or come down to it, but come up to that level, broken on through and formed a very nice pattern there, come back down to a daily, picking up these levels here. So you can see how it respects these lines. So I'm expecting it now to struggle at this 655 level because it's a strong area. And if it breaks and retests, then, you know, it come on down to this next orange dotted line, yeah, roundabout here. So that's what we've got going on at the moment. Now, what can happen between this 655 and that 750? If you look here, you can see that it likes to also choose that level. But because on our currency strength meter, whoops, wrong one, don't want to come off that here, and I refresh it each time I come onto it, we know that price moves in waves and it breaks and retests. So we can see 1 bar on the Australian dollar and we've got 6 bars on the US dollar. So we want to go with the trend. We want to just be selling the Australian dollar, and we want to be patient in how we wait for that. So it's at this major level here, and we're coming up to the quarter of an hour. Now it is a strong currency pair, so it can just break on through the 15 minute and carry on down for the half hour. But you can see at this next level at 7, at 528 down to that 72500, which is what we call a whole number, and see how price has been at that level many times before over the last week. And it's failed to go above this 113 level, which was a previous daily. It broke it, it retested it, it's retested it here, and then it's given us this massive sell candle down, and then back up to that strong level 750, another whole number. So it's definitely coming down, as the currency strength meter says, but it's stuck now at this 650 level. So I'm going to come down as we come to the quarter past. This is a 15-minute candle, so there are 3 5-minute candles in this. If you look over here, it says it's got 8 minutes, 28 seconds left to run on it. That's because it's 6 minutes past the hour. So this candle will finish at quarter past, and we want to see on the 5-minute level, there'll be 3 candles within this, what it's doing. But the 15-minute candle opens at that 7:14 on the hour, and that's where the trade was, which I just missed. And that previous candle, that little spinning top, says indecision, like that one there, and it can signify a turn. And on the very lower levels, like the 1 minute, these are much flakier, softer, more fragile moves, and they can turn because they're much smaller time frames. So as we come down to our level that we trade, we're looking for 3 minutes within a 5-minute candle. So if I go back to the hour, I'm into the second 5-minute candle of the 15-minute candle. And if you look over here, it says 2 minutes 30, and that will take me up to 10 past. And you can see that little probe. So it's just trying to come down through that daily line on this second candle within this 15 minutes. So we can still see that downward trend. But as you can see here, long move down. So what we call a break, a retest back to a major level, a break down again, a move back up and down. And that's how price moves. So it's forming these lower highs, we call it, as indicated by these red pivot lines, like steps going down. So you can tell from this, and there's another red pivot just there on that 713 level, and that's forcing price down. It's saying these are little indicators that we use to show us visually what price is doing, and that's saying I'm going down. But if you look here, the blue ones show the range, because those blue ones are support indicators, and you can see there's another blue one behind there. The steps are going up. And we also look down here at these momentum indicators to show us what price is doing in overbought, oversold, or whether it's coming down. So if I open this up for you, these are called divergence and the stochastic and RSI, which is relative strength index. I'm going to answer a couple of questions on that in a minute. So this one says it's overbought and coming down, and the divergence says it's pointing up, and that's because it's straddling that line. It's got a little bit of conflict going on there. That gave us, these are lagging indicators, that gave us a bull, meaning a buy, and this this indicates hidden bull, means the trend is up. So that's saying actually it's going up at the moment, but that's because it's between this range, and it can carry on between that range for a while before it breaks through. We don't know that yet. We just know our currency strength meter on the technicals as well. You can see it down here on this time frame is a strong sell. So if I come down to the 1 minute, so there are 5 1 minutes in 1 5-minute candle, obviously. So you can see it's just coming back up to this 694 level. It could come back up to the 714. And we are just opening up a new 5-minute candle at the 10 past. So let's see, that's opening green. You may have red. That's opening, it's just it's on a little 691. It's just deciding what it wants to do. And we've now got hidden bear coming up, which says it's peaked out on the 5-minute, and it does now want to start to come down. So that's good because that shows our overall directional trend is now coming off this 50% line, and it is starting to line up with our momentum indicator down below. But you can just see those blue and orange line are just sort of slightly crossed, and you want them parallel, like this one. You want them parallel and pointing down for a put or a sell, or vice versa, for a call or a buy. That's just changed its mind, said it wants to come back up here, but that's okay because we're looking for a 15-minute. I'm going to come back to the 15-minute. We don't trade off this. So you can see it probed down on the 15-minute, but it's just, we'd like it up at 7:11 off the 15-minute for a put or a sell. That's ideally what I'd be looking for it to what we call retrace, right back up here and then carry on down. So that is not a hugely strong candle because it's probed down, but that was an engulfing buy candle. So it could still carry on up. We don't know that yet until we see the 15-minute. So why do we not trade on the 5, 10 past or 20 and 25 past, etc.? Well, the answer is we do and we don't. We look for the quarters on the hour. However, sometimes, as I said, particularly with major Forex pairs, price can carry on its moves. So sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes past the hour, I'll still consider that a trade off the hourly, and also on the half hour in particular at 31, 32 or 33, 34 or 35, I might consider that part of the half hour trade I've been looking at and take the trade then, because of the momentum in the moves. That, you know, it isn't an exact science. There still can be some momentum before price then turns. So we're at 12 minutes past and it's up at our level here on this line. Now these lines are given to us by the indicators that we use. It's just breaking that. This white line is called candle close channel. So that shows us where the candles or the bars, which is actual orders, where price is opening and closing. So it's up on my candle close channel there. It's just wicked off it. No, it's back up. That's what I mean about price can carry on moving. So I'm going to come back to HourGlass, just look at it on here. Don't know why that's logged me out. Strange. Never mind. Let's come down to Audusd. And this was the 10 past candle, gave us a put, a sell at 687. 687. Just at that open of the, there's the 5 past candle. This is the 10 past that gave us a sell. However, we look at taking sells ideally off these red lines, which means it's reached the top, and conversely a call or a buy off the green line. So you can see it's not quite up at the red line yet, which is why it's still pushing up here. And in fact, it's above that mid line on our elastic bands, our Bollinger Bands, which is this red and this green. And also I can see quite a lot of consolidation going on. But it is coming down. That's a very nice wick off there. And it's just resting a little bit, which is another reason we use market timing, because price will always rest after it's made a move. So I'm only on the 5 minute on this move, but let's measure that. So it came down. It's come down nearly 50 pips since 9. Just come back here. Measure it on here. Do carry on. Just take it to that line, 40 pips, which is not a huge amount, but that's that move there. So it's just leveling off before it decides. You see, because of that big move, how the Bollinger Bands have now narrowed to reflect the fact that price is not moving a huge amount. We're now on that 11.15. So that should be giving us a sell or put. It's less than a minute ago at 699. It's not quite up at the top, and it is what you've got to look for is this midline at 690 holding it, because it's very nice to take, everything's in our favor. It's very nice to take a sell or a put off this midline, as long as you can feel confident that it's holding it, not broken through it, because that means it can still carry on up to these red lines for the half hour, and then we take the trade down. So indeed, and the reason this put score is changing is because it will decrease as price starts to take its move. So there is still momentum in this above this midline. The midline did not hold it on the 15-minute. Its momentum is carrying on up, which is good for us, because we still know, if we look here, I haven't got the US dollar strength on the HourGlass anymore. Hasn't been there for several days, and I can see US dollar has weakened down to 4 bars, Australian dollar 1. So that means that's reflected in the fact the Australian dollar is coming up. Now, if you think I'm talking a lot and not trading, that's what trading should be. It should not be a massive clicking of the button. It's just simply not that. It's strategic, it's thoughtful. And the old adage, Forex is the art of the transfer of money from the impatient to the patient. So what do you want? Keep clicking the button and then you're not ending up at your 70% win rate? Or do you want to take 1 or 2 considered trades at the percentage rates that we talked about at the beginning of this call? Do that per day, do it consistently as if it was a job, and it'll pay you like a job, pay you very handsomely like a job. If you treat it as a hobby and just click buttons randomly and don't really think about what you're doing, then the market will just, slap you around, because you've got to approach the market confidently, composed, and full of respect for it, and with a winning mindset. Because any job you approach it with a winning mindset. This is the same. So you have to put considered thought into it. So this tells me that US dollars weakened a little bit. Now it's still struggling on this line at 701. I'm on the 5-minute. And if I come down to the 1-minute, it probably won't go back up to that. There's our 200 moving average at 758. But we've got our red pivot line at 721. And I'm particularly interested in that 710, 711 level, which is the one we've been discussing. Come back to the hour, show you the line on the hour. So you see at that 712 how the hourly candle opened as a sell. So we know it's probing downwards, but the probe hasn't gone as far as this one. So that's the consolidation that we're seeing, which is why the Bollinger Bands have narrowed, because it's not making a very strong move. And look at the half hour, see where we're going for the half hour. So that was the up to the hour. So it's pushing down a bit now. And I'm now looking for a half hour trade. That level there is of interest to me at the 650, because normally price will turn on the half hour. And you see here, we have got quite a lot of wicks on this currency at the moment, how it respected that daily level with all that resistance, as we call it, where it held price. Price dropped to the next daily, which is why I like this pair down at the 524, and it's been down at that 500. So it looks like it is on its way back down to that level at the moment. But what we're interested in is which major level can we take a trade off? I haven't taken one at the 15 minutes past. So what am I going to do on the half hour? That's the next thing I'm interested in. So on the 15-minute, it did indeed drop down off that 711 area. It's wicked. You see those little steps coming down nicely on the 15-minute. It's probed down to that daily level, so I'm fully expecting it to come down to the 650, but we have to work out how we are when we're going to enter the trade, so we're not entering it when it does a little retrace on us. And as time-based traders, we have to get the timing right, otherwise, obviously, we'll lose the trade. I'm on my 5 minutes. That's hidden there. It's on that 50% line. It is in this overbought area on my momentum indicators, but it's still just bumbling along the top. And I need those to be pointing down and going parallel like it did here, which reflects that trade there off that 750 quarter point, as we call it, level. I'm going to come back to HourGlass in a minute, and I have got some questions that people want answered. So there's that balance that it needs to, this is on the 1 minute, that it's thinking about. Well, that did come down here. So it's tested it once, and often price can test again. So that's coming back up to that 695. This is something called the 62 moving average. So it's doing a break and a retest back to that. And I'm at 20 minutes past. So this is the new 5 minute candle. I don't take trades at this on this candle. So that's the range that we're looking at. And I'll refresh it here just in case it's glitched a bit. Thank you very much for doing that. Not. Come down here. So these are all 5 minute trade ideas. The green and red show you, it's telling you to buy or a call in binary terms, or red for a sell or a put. That's what, and these are little 5 minute trade ideas, but we use this as a confirmation in conjunction with a number of other things. So I had a put on the 15 minutes, and at the 20, I've had a call. So it's just on that midline, can't make its mind up, struggling a bit, 68691. So we want it to come up as much as possible, but we've got to be careful because of this midline. So and it's in quite a narrow range at the moment. So it's come down there, it's come up to the midline, tried to break through, come down, it's come back up. So that midline is that 693. So ideally I'd like a put at the half hour at around about 693 if we can get that. But I can't see the US dollar strength or weakness, that's disappeared off this scanner. But I have got my currency strength meter, and I've got the technical indicators. This is technical analysis, and we've got the Forex factory news, and we've also got price action. So there are different types of analysis that we look at. It's still 4 bars to 1. That hasn't changed. 687. Coming up to the last 5 minute candle before the half hour. So 11:30, 10:30 UK time, price went up. 11 o'clock UK time, price has come down. So what's it going to be doing on the half hour? That's what we want to know. So 10 o'clock UK time, 15 minute, there's the half hour, went up. So that's how price moves in waves, and it's just wicking off that midline. I haven't got it, you know, it's not up as up. Our ideal trades are where it's for puts are where it would be up above the red line and then turning down. And we haven't really got that, but I want to answer this question. So some of these indicators, you'll see there's only 1 Bollinger Band on now. Used to have 3. So this is the, we'll just answer this question while we're here. This is the 20 on Evan Cabral's indicator on TradingView. I've still got them all on, but they've taken this off to simplify it. So they've just given us, they haven't given us the 18 or the 25, they've given us the mid one. which is the 20, but it's up to you. You can add more on to your trading, you can use Evan Cabral's. And then this 200 moving average here. So they've simplified that, and then they've made some, Brandon Boyd's made some notes about the RSI stochastics. So we're going to go through that in a minute. I'll read them out. So we're up at the 680 as we come to the 25 candle. This is the 5-minute 680. So I wouldn't be taking the trade here myself because I'll wait for the half hour. And it's just off that bottom of that candle close. This is on the 1 minute. 692 is our, I've got that other shorter moving average there, which price is respecting, but it'd be nice if it was up at 692. And come back to the half hour. So it's wicked off that daily level on the half hour. It's not pushing down very strongly, is it? And on the half hour, it's saying hidden bull. So on the half hour, maybe we should be thinking about a call. However, the trend is your friend. And that's, oh, now that's gone to 5 bars. So I'm definitely not going to be wanting to take a call myself. This is our 5-minute candle. So depending on what it does on the half hour, we have to take very considered note of that 649 level, that daily, because as time-based traders, that can stick on that line. And that's what I'm looking for. It can stick on that line. So if you enter late, even a couple of points, these are the points at the end. We're just trading these last three, 672, which is 6.7 pips. And that's what's called a pipette, that little smaller digit at the end. So very precise trading. If you enter late off your, that's why you need to get the confidence, which I talked about at the beginning, moving off demo onto a real account. We'll go through that briefly before I finish to reiterate it, because you've got to have the confidence in your trades and be able to press that button without fear, and to know you will lose some of them. But if you're at 70% win rate or above, you will be compounding your account very nicely and stick to proper risk management. So that's trying to push up. We've got 2 minutes to go before the half hour. Just move that out of the way. This is an hourly. And then the only one you need markup is the daily. And I'm going to move that because that's the lowest probe for today, 624. That's the previous one. So those are the lines I'm interested in. I can't put a line here because this is active and this is moving. Can't put a line or a trend line or a pitchfork or anything on where price is, whatever indicators we're using, where price is still moving. So that 623 level is the one that I'm interested in now, because that's the daily. Sorry, I had to adjust that. That lower range is that 664, 650, which we've just been discussing, which is where price has come to before. But with this major pair, it does like to hit these lower levels. And we're just coming up to the half hour. So it's a put at 675, but it's only a put score of 2. But it is 30 on the base currency to 70. So it's a put at 675. Just look over. It's so slow, my computer. I don't know why. Oh, where's it gone? So it's paying out at 81%. It's at 662. For some reason, it's only giving me 2 minutes. I can't change the screen to 3 minutes, but I have got fixed time up here. You may be on a broker with rollover. That's my 200 moving average. We are at 47 seconds past the half hour, 667. So that is the entry that HourGlass 675 has given. But you can see it's in a strong downward trend. But a little bit of a strange movement today, and that's because of that big move it made earlier. Smaller trading range, tighter Bollinger Bands, been in consolidation. We'd ideally have liked it at that 682, and we would have liked the pattern to have been where it was above the red lines, but it had already made quite a big move, which is why it's a smaller move at the moment. 663, I didn't get in because,
Sarah,
yeah.
it's actually showing a call, so your hourglass is delayed.
Oh, right.
It's not refreshed.
Thank you. Let me reload then. I thought it was right down at the bottom because it's the half hour. So I wouldn't take a call on it myself. I'll wait for that retest up for the 45, or it may go up for the hour. So I will look at it at UK time, 11 AM. As we said earlier, that it could well turn on the half hour, but it's against the currency strength. Thanks for that. A call, you see, because it's 34 to 71. The trend is down. 663 is a call. Oh yeah, that's better. That looks better. So it's down near our oversold. And when it comes down to these green lines, ideally we want it below and turning above. So this is still saying it could have some downward momentum. We do take calls or puts of 3 and above, but you can see it is not the best one to where it's down, where you've got 4 greens, where it's right down in the Bollinger Bands as well. So it's just where the currency pair is at the moment. So I would not have taken that myself. What I will wait for is to see what it's going to do on the 45. But often on the 45, it can carry on through. So this one is the hourly. So it's still off that 710 level. But it's now got this, because it's got that huge candle down, that's upset it. So it could well come up. So I'm going to be looking at this for my trading. I did do a little bit earlier on. For my trading, I should be looking at this again, probably at the hour for a put. That's what I'm interested in, unless these bars change a lot. There is red flag news on the US dollar, as I said, at 3 PM UK time. There's no numbers against it. Just look on the 5 minutes, 678. So very small move. This is the 5 minute. So not a very good setup, because it's in the middle of nowhere. It hasn't quite come down far enough. Smaller trading range, sticking around that midline. It's just where the pair is because of what the move is that it made earlier on. So what I want to show you today before we go is in the team training. Slurp of coffee. Okay, why aren't you moving? Come back to that one then. Someone put some questions, which I just want to go through with you. Oh, Babs updated it, which was brilliant. Someone so this looks like a lot, but I'll just go through it quickly because I'm sure Les will repeat some of it and I'll repeat some of it on my future sessions. So I'm not going to go through it in mind-numbingly detail to overcomplicate things. So Yes. So this one is now, this indicator here, RSI, stands for Relative Strength Index, is not now to be read as overbought, which is this red one, or green, oversold, but read it as a momentum indicator. And what we mean by that is once, if you look at where that previous move was, once price has crossed below it, what you're looking for is, like I call it, ski jumps. So there's the hill. This is, you know, on the ski lift going up, and then it comes down again. So you're looking for the momentum to cross that green line. Once the momentum crosses the green line, the move is there, as evidenced by that blue engulfing bear, bullish candle, as we call it. And again here, if you look at the top, there's the move. It's crossed above the red line, and the ski jump shows as it crosses the red line that the momentum is in the move. And that's why I'm hesitant and have not been taking trades while price is fiddling around in this consolidation area. So that's what we mean by that. Again, we'll go through this again. I'm just giving you a very simple top line explanation. And there's a percentage there. And what we mean by that is looking at this line here. 60, there's 60 on the red and 40 on the green. Some people on their own trading view adjust those settings, and they may have them at 70-30 or 80-20. But we follow the scanner. That's what we're buying into. So but just saying, some people like them even more extreme. Okay, so that's what we mean by that one. This has been retained. This is what we call the stochastic. And this is the one that we use as overbought or oversold. So here, again, to use this lovely big move here, it's above the red line. That means price is overbought on the 5-minute time frame and should move down. And once it crosses down, that's what we're looking for. We want our, that's why I haven't been taking the best entries would be above the red line. These were not the best entries. I don't like stress in my trading, so I'd rather wait, make a cup of coffee, come back on in my next session's time to take a trade. But that's what we mean by that. And conversely, at the bottom, if it comes up here, that means it's here, oversold, and there's a on the 5-minute, and there evidence there the move is up. Okay, so that's a brief explanation of that. Okay, Bollinger Bands, the elastic bands, I've already been through that briefly. We had 3 settings, 18, 20 and 25. So it's one Bollinger Band now, which is the 20, which is this red one for selling, puts, and the green one for buying. Oh, look, it's just moving now. 40 decided to break through. It's breaking through that daily. So now what we can look for is this. Just finish off those notes in a minute, but let me get a brush. There's a brush mark on there. Now what we're looking for is this. So a break and a retest. So I want the retest back at that white daily. Now I've missed that move there, but I wouldn't. Well, that is 35 past, so it probably did give a put on HourGlass. So let me just finish those notes and then see what HourGlass said. So we've done that. We've got silver, gold and silver being added. New momentum and timing indicators. Simplified market phase volume indicator. Volume, that means reds and green bars at the bottom showing you the volume of orders, the strength in the buying or the selling. A new guide, chart arrow updates. Okay, so that's a simple explanation of this. Les and I'll go through this again. As I say, there were some notes from someone below saying it's quite a lot to digest. Okay, so let's just see what Hourglass did tell us. Given us a call score of 5. I'm very nervous to take that. It probably will make the move, and the reason is I'd rather wait for the hour and take another put, because it's 20 on my base currency. So it's $1 Australian dollar is worth 0.72645 US dollars. And if I come over to my trading view, very strong sell. And I don't want myself to go against the trend. So that's all from me today. It's just the way the pair has moved today. I haven't taken a trade on this session, but I hope you found that helpful. I mean, that's tempting, but I'm sure it, you know, because price will have to make some sort of readjustment before carrying on down. But I would like to see it at that 625 level retested, and then take a put is my preference. So that's all from that's the 1 minute chart. Oops, let's get rid of that. And I think Les is on this afternoon. There's a little retest.
Thanks,
back
Sarah.
up. You're very welcome. I don't know if anyone took any trades on that. Doesn't tell me that you have.
No, it didn't quite catch the right
No.
time. I'll see you later on.
Oh, Les is saying it's going up, so you could take a call.
No, I took a trade there, Sarah. I wanted.
You took a call?
No, I took a put earlier on.
What time?
I took a put at just on 1/4
Oh, you did the 1/4.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
I got in at 714.
Oh yeah, off that line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and it was with the trend, and as we said, on the 15-minute price on that pair will often carry on through. Yeah, good one, Les. Okay then, are you on this afternoon?
Yes, I am. I thought I was on this morning actually, but I'm on this afternoon. Yeah, at 10 to 2.
Okay, great. I'll see you later then. Thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate your time. Bye for now.
Bye.